In Flanders fields the poppies blow, between the crosses, row on row, that mark our place, and in the sky the larks, still bravely singing, fly, scarce heard amid the guns below. We are the dead. Short days ago we lived, felt dawn, and saw sunset glow, loved and we're loved, and now we lie in Flanders fields. Take up our quarrel with the foe. To you from failing hands we throw the torch. Be it yours to hold it high, and if ye break faith with us who die, we shall not sleep, though poppies grow in Flanders fields.
"14 years ago, this time of remembering took on a much deeper meaning for both Sharon and I, for two reasons. The first, our son Michael's best friend and soulmate, Nathan Hornberg, was killed in Afghanistan September 2007 at 24 years of age. The second reason, our Uncle Mac Lester had about this same time been convinced by his brothers to write about memories of his service in World War II. Thankfully, this happened before he passed. This morning, we'd like to share with you two personal writings, one from Nathan, one from Uncle Mac. One from a young man gone too soon, one from an old man sharing his memories of war. Both men leaving us with hope for a better world and tomorrow.
From our Uncle Mac, written near the end of life. This was the piece that stood out to both of us. In late May or early June, the Allies broke through the eastern Italy after a winter of heavy losses. They moved quickly north, and Rome fell within days. This was our signal to dismantle our station, and on June 6, 1944, we were in transit once more. As we drove north, there were a few signs saying, "The Allies invaded Normandy today." We set up station for a short time at Lido di Roma, Mussolini's summer resort on the west coast of Rome. Our stay here was not more than 2 weeks. From there, we moved to Corsica, where troops gathered for the invasion of South France. Germany was busy north of there. Their only defense was an immense network of landmines. We were warned to stay off the fields, and we did. During my 6 weeks in South France, we were relaxed. The French welcomed us royally. Many German soldiers hid out in the minefields rather than surrender to a prison camp. I was walking home back to camp one night when I heard this man holler something like "Ilpa." I knew it was a German who had set off a mine. They scrounged around at night in search of food. I knew our officers would not likely want to help him. I woke up Tubby Beacock, an Englishman who was in charge of all of our trucks. We snuck a small unit out of camp without waking the CO. Tubby knew of this prison camp some 11 miles away. It was run by the Americans. After some time of talk, they loaned us 6 prisoners who knew the lay of the minefields. None of us were armed, and then we drove back to where my man was. They worked their way slowly to his rescue. They brought him out on a stretcher. He looked about 15 years old. We took him to a hospital, returned our men to prisoner of war camp, and snuck back into our own camp. Nobody ever knew, except Tubby and I, just what went on that night. Probably most returned men take some pride in how many of the enemy they destroyed. I have always been thankful for one young life I saved.
From Corporal Nathan Hornberg, try to see things in the big picture. That is what I am doing. It is the death of hope, not the death of people, that is a blow to our growth as a planet. Eventually, the differences between us are going to be minimal. So minimal that wars will not occur over differences of religion and thought, although new problems will always arise with each new positive event. Our Earth will be a fraction closer to being mended, healthy, and war-free. The globe will be one place. Humankind will be one. Both of these writings reminded us that even through war and loss and pain and suffering, the goodness of humanity can and does shine through in unexpected ways and renews hope in God's world.